So this woman was sentenced to life in prison because she sold her own daughter for money. This is Jocelyn. She's 6 years old and she's from South Africa. Jocelyn lived with her mother Kelly and her siblings in a small shack in Diazville, a very poor area in Saldanha Bay, South Africa. And one day in February 2024, Jocelyn wasn't feeling well. So her mum, Kelly, kept her home from school, which is understandable. But instead of staying with her sick daughter, she left her child with her boyfriend, Jackin. Later that day, Jocelyn was gone. So what actually happened that day? That morning, Jocelyn was at home. Neighbours later said they saw her going into the shack with Kelly and Jackin that same afternoon. And then nothing. Jocelyn was never seen again. And Kelly didn't report her missing right away. She didn't raise the alarm. She didn't run into the street shouting her name. Instead, she charged her phone, hung out with some friends and only reported Jocelyn missing hours later. By then, the community was already searching for Jocelyn. But Kelly, she was posting on social media like it was a regular day. And here's the thing. Kelly had a long history with the social services. Her own grandmother reported her back in 2016 for using illegal substances while she was pregnant and threatening to stab her own son. She did try rehab once but didn't stick to it. And even years later in 2020, she was still struggling and living in a shack with Jocelyn while taking illegal substances. Then things get even more disturbing. Witnesses started saying that Kelly had sold her own daughter to a Sangoma. And that's basically a traditional healer that do some sort of weird rituals in order to heal people emotionally, physically, or spiritually. And when I say creepy, I mean these kind of rituals almost always involve sacrificing a person. They take human body parts, mix them with herbs, and then make some sort of potion out of it. And this potion is meant to bring you wealth, protection, or power. And I don't really want to get too into it. So Kelly was allegedly paid around $1,080 for Jocelyn's green eyes, porcelain skin, and body parts. And they were to be used in a ritual. At first it sounded like a rumor, but then more and more people said that Kelly had confessed to them. Like this woman, Laurentia. She said Kelly told her that Jocelyn was taken to a woman dressed in traditional clothes and that she was gone. Another witness said Kelly had even talked about selling her other children for money. She would have accepted as little as $270. And here's the crazy part. Kelly's own sister, who's a police officer by the way, had testified that Kelly had said that Jocelyn wasn't missing and that she couldn't be moved because the police were searching the area too hard. I don't know what she means by moved, but I think she's talking about Jocelyn's body. And during all of this, Kelly went on national television, crying, praying for her daughter's safe return, begging the public to help. She was crying, holding Jocelyn's picture, acting like a desperate mother. But behind closed doors, people were telling a very different story. Eventually, Kelly, Jackin, and their friend Stefano were arrested. Laurentia, Kelly's best friend, had mentioned that Stefano was paid $80 to stay quiet. Laurentia herself was also offered $54 to stay quiet. Stefano confesses to the police but claims he was forced to do it. Yeah, right. You committed a big crime for $80. Police found a blood-stained bedding and a pink flip-flop that belonged to Jocelyn. When the police asked Kelly about it, all she said was, "Why am I going to search for my daughter? She's gone." They were all found guilty of kidnapping, human trafficking, and each were sentenced to life in prison and 10 years for kidnapping and placed on the Child Protection Register. In court, the public clapped when the sentence was read. But for Jocelyn's family, no sentence would bring Jocelyn back. And what's even more shocking, during the trial, it was revealed that Kelly was pregnant. Again. A mother accused of selling one child, now expecting another? Jocelyn's body has still never been found. And even with the case closed, the police say they're never giving up. And I really hope so. This case horrified South Africa and people around the world. But it also exposed a painful truth. Child trafficking is real. And it's happening far too often. In South Africa alone, more than 17,000 kidnappings were reported in a year. A single year. And Jocelyn was one of them.